Good day, everyone, and thank you very much for joining us for this departure press conference with Proteas captain Temba Bavuma. As we usually do, I'd like to remind everyone to please indicate on the chat panel if you'd like to ask a question. Please maintain the mute function on your monitors unless you are asked to speak and unless you're speaking. And once you're done asking your question, please mute yourself once again. Who would like to kick us off today? Once again, just indicating on the chat panel. Leighton, you can go.
Thank you, Sips. I think most of the guys have been doing rugby, so they're putting their hands up instead of going into the chat. But nevertheless, Temba, yes, it's good to see you again. Tell me how's prep been going for the upcoming series, and how's the mood in the camp, and how long have you guys been together?
How's it, Leighton? I hope you all. This preparation has gone as well as it could. We haven't had the opportunity to get together yet as a team. Obviously, with some of the guys only just getting back from the IPL. Other guys got back a couple of days ago. So, tomorrow officially is when we'll be together. And those first couple of days in India, we'll obviously use to kind of just familiarize ourselves with everything. But yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of excitement from the guys. We haven't played together as a T20 group in a while. So yeah, I'm sure the guys are looking forward to seeing each other and playing with each other again.
Zahir, you may go.
Temba, how's it? Just the last time you guys were together, you were in the as the national team, you were in the test side, and some of these guys went off to the IPL, and you guys had to play a test match. When you get back, is there a conversation to be had just about going forward, how to manage them and how much they want to be there?
Yeah, I think just in general, I'm looking at the season and the fixtures and how taxing it's going to be. I think there is a conversation that's going to be had in terms of managing the guys, more particularly the bowlers. Most of the guys that play in the T20 stuff play in the one-day stuff. Some of them even overlap into the test stuff as well. So I guess it won't really be realistic to expect those guys to form part of all of those games. So yeah, I agree with you. Guys are going to have to be managed quite uniquely, a bit differently, but I'm sure those conversations will happen.
Morgan?
Morning, thanks, Sips. Morning, Temba. Temba, how exciting is it for you to see some of the guys have carried through the IPL heading into this, and then also just to see that fresh young face of Tristan Stubbs in the team must be quite exciting for you as the skipper.
How's it, Morgan? Yes, very exciting. It's always good to have guys who are in form. I mean, a guy like David, lifting the trophy there with the Gujarat Titans, the confidence that he'll bring into the team, we look forward to that. And all the other guys also had good performances within that competition. It's always exciting, obviously, to have fresh young faces within the team. We've seen a guy like Tristan Stubbs, what he's been able to do at domestic level. So, we'll try to create an environment that allows him to come in, feel comfortable and express his talent. But yeah, I think exciting times ahead in many ways. Yeah.
Thanks, Tim.
We'll have Ken, Fidos, and then I think it's Akash. As we stated earlier, please put your request to ask a question on the chat panel. We don't really recognize raised hands. Please go ahead, Ken.
Thanks, Sips. Hi, Temba. It's just on the IPL. I mean, it's actually worked out quite favorably for you guys. The guys that went over to the IPL, a lot of them have had really good tournaments, as you say, and obviously will be well attuned to Indian conditions. Of course, bigger picture, T20 World Cup. This is an important series just in terms of preparation for that. Plus, India are resting a few of their IPL guys who maybe didn't have the best of tournaments. Do you guys feel that maybe it's a bit of an unusual position to go to India and you guys have got a lot of things in your favor?
I think, look, I mean, it's important, like you say, from the bigger picture point of view in terms of the World Cup. Every game, every series we play, we'll be using it to kind of prepare ourselves as well as we can for that World Cup. Conditions obviously are different with Australia, but I mean, matches are matches. Being in a competitive space is what the guys will need. We at the moment don't have that luxury of resting players. So, I mean, whoever the opposition is, we'll be using it to our best of advantage, mainly from a preparation point of view. I think even though, India are resting their main players, so to say, I think it will still be a competitive one. The guys who are within that squad can walk into the Indian team. So, look, I think from a preparation point of view, it will still be good for us. And we'll make sure that we try to tick them as many boxes as we can.
For those, Cricket Cash, I missed Krishnedu at the top, so you can go after Akesh, and then we'll go with Telford, and we'll close with Zahir. Oh, and Tianis. Okay. We've got quite a few to go. Okay.
So my question is regarding Umran
sorry,
Malik.
Akesh, sorry, it's not your turn yet. It's Fidos Munda's turn. Thank you.
Okay.
Sorry, hi, Temba. Temba, I just want to ask you a little bit about David Miller. He's spoken about feeling really secure at the IPL and kind of what that's done for his game. And also, I think there was some talk of him batting a little bit higher or batting longer, something like that. How do you plan to use him in these next T20s, not just this series, but going towards the World Cup, just given how he's done at the IPL?
Yeah, I think, I mean, he's performed exceedingly well at the IPL, and I'm sure that will do a world of good for his confidence. And I guess whatever feelings of insecurity that might be there, if there are those feelings within our team, I guess one will need to have those conversations. Conversations that I've had with David, he's never expressed those type of feelings to me. So, as far as I know, David is still an integral member within our team, and we trust that, his performances will continue well into the future. In terms of him batting a bit longer, I think, that's always been kind of the conversation over the years. When David has done well, I think he kind of understands where he fits in within the team. But again, if he feels that he can add more value within a different position, then a conversation can be had in that regard. There's no way that we're gonna, stifle him or restrict David in any way or manner. And I think that's how we try to treat all the players. We try set them up in positions where they can seed and make strong plays for the team.
Akesh, you can go.
So my question is, Umran Malik has emerged as the fastest Indian bowler so far, and you will be facing him in the next T20I series. So how are you guys preparing against him, and what are your plans against him?
Yeah, Umran Malik, I think he's obviously an exciting pace bowling prospect for the Indian team. I think that the IPL has been good for the Indian team, is that, it's been able to unearth all these pace bowlers. I think as South Africa, we've grown up facing quick bowling. I think no better likes to face speeds in excess of 150, but you prepare as well as you can. We've also got our guys that can bowl 150, so I guess we have that weaponry within our arsenal. But yeah, Umran Malik is an exciting prospect for Indian cricket. And I guess for their sake, we hope we can emulate those performances at international level.
Krish Nadu, are you going to be asking from Leighton's account? I saw that the request came from under Leighton's name.
Okay, no, sorry. So, Temba, my question is, Dual Brevis had a great.
Okay, Krish Nadu, you can go ahead.
Yeah, Dual Brevis had a great season in IPL as a youngster who was coming in to the IPL. So, I mean, what are the plans with him in future? Or do you think he has a place in white ball cricket, white ball squad of South Africa going into the World Cup?
Yeah, I think Devalt, he's obviously another exciting prospect. He's obviously set the world alight with these performances at under 19 level, and the bit that he's shown at the IPL competition as well. I think in all fairness to him as well, he hasn't played a 4-day first-class game of cricket here back home in South Africa. So I think in terms of expectation, but also allowing the boy to kind of grow within his game and really start understanding it, I think it would be fair to kind of allow him to play a couple of first-class games where he can really get an understanding of his game. I think there'll be a lot of pressure to kind of throw him into the international setup and kind of expecting to make big plays within the team. But I mean, he's an exciting prospect, like I said, and I think he'll be treated like any other exciting young prospect that comes onto the scenes. But yeah, the guy will be looked after as well as he can. But I think he should be given time and the space to go hone his game within our system, and let him kind of ease into the international side of things.
Up next is Telford, Tianis, and then we'll round back to Zahir, and then we'll finish with Leighton.
Thanks, Bukazi. How's it, Temba? It's obviously wonderful that some of your players like David Miller and KG have had really good IPLs, but you've also had there are a couple of guys in your squad like Lungi and Rassi who basically been sitting around for that entire tournament. How do you now manage their comeback into active duty, if you like, after such a quite long break from actual playing?
Yeah, I think there's a number of us actually, myself, Keshav, Shamsi, who haven't played cricket for the last while. I think from a mental point of view, in terms of wanting to play, I don't think we'll be falling short there. And then I think, to get opportunity to represent your country, that's obviously a massive thing. And as a professional cricketer, you have to find a way to mentally, physically get yourself into the right space to be able to perform. I'm sure those guys you mentioned who went to the IPL and didn't get the opportunity to play or didn't get as many opportunities to play will be wanting to, if I could say, maybe prove something from that point of view. But look, when the guys are together within the team, I think the mindset is a bit different. Everyone wants to do well for each other.
Dennis?
How's it, Temba? In the last few months, and obviously all the disciplinary cases, first against Graham and then against Mark, has been, it's done now. Just what toll did that take on the team when that was still hanging over everyone's head? And how glad are you guys that you guys can now just go forward and focus solely on cricket?
Sorry.
Bless you.
Sorry. Yeah, I think there's a lot of relief. I think within the whole cricket fraternity, that it seems as if these off-field issues have kind of been resolved and put to bed, and now I guess there's a space for everyone to kind of focus on the cricket and what happens on the field. I mean, it was a tough ticket time for the team, players, members of within management, but I think we handled it as well as we could. I mean, if I could think of just going back over the months, the conversations, discussions that were had, you know, to make sure that guys mentally were in the right space, there weren't any underlying issues or indifferences between players and management or members of management. And I think that helped us to deal with the whole situation that was at hand. So, yeah, I mean, as players, we welcome the fact that we can focus on the cricket and invest as much energy into that other than other off-field issues, at least for now, yeah.
Zahir?
Temba, just in recent times, across formats, South Africa have really embraced spin. You've played quite a few spinners in T20 cricket as well. But for this tour, for some reason, you're going to India with just 2 specialists and 5 seamers. Can you just explain to us, has there been a change in thinking, or South Africa going back to all pace or predominantly pace?
No, not at all, Zahir. I think over the last while, something that's given us a lot of confidence as a team is our ability to kind of adapt to the conditions and play accordingly. Whether it's changing our style of play, whether it's bolstering our spin department. But I think we've been able to do that with good success. I think going to India, it's going to be no different. We'll be adjusting to the conditions as well as we can. I think a guy like Aiden and Riza won't be happy to hear you're not considering them as spin options. But I think, you know, with Shamsi and Keshav there, you know, those are guys obviously who are the main spinners at this moment. So, you know, you expect them to kind of crack the nod when it comes to, I guess, playing an extra spinner. But I mean, no, we're not moving away from that. If the opportunity is there, we'll definitely make use of that.
Leighton?
Sibs, thanks, I'm good. Tina's asked the question I wanted to.
Sure. I know Talford has one last question.
Yes, it's a bit of an odd one. Where are you, Temba? That's an impressive array of trophies behind you. Can you tell us exactly where you're sitting at the moment?
I'm definitely not at home, Talford. I'm here at the Wanderers Long.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
He mentioned just before the start of press just how full the trophy cabinet of the Lions cricket team is. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. We will chat to you very soon. The team leaves for India tomorrow morning and will be landing at around 9:30 on Thursday morning in Delhi, where we will begin our preparation for the first few days leading up to the first match before we move to the next one. Thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you soon.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sips. Thanks, Temba. Travel well. Good luck.
Cheers.